Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany. This is going to be the part 2 of the Thanksgiving recipe series that I'm doing through the month of November. So if you did not see the cocktails video, you can check that out. For this video, I'm going to be making things that we typically make in my family. Some of these recipes are, well, almost none of these recipes are mine. So first we're starting with a pesto stuffed mushrooms, which is from savorynothings.com. An apple and blue cheese Belgian Endive from Taste of Home, and a French onion soup, which is from Jeffrey's Zakarian, which you can find on the Food Network. I will put all of those links in the description box. The one thing that I'm not going to use a recipe for is Caprese Salad, because, I mean, you don't really need one, but it's fun, it's simple, it's easy, and it tastes great. So, let's get started. Okay, so the first recipe we are going to do is the stuffed mushrooms. Now, I already started this off by dividing everything up. And the easiest thing to do, since you need to do 3 ounces of cream cheese, is to measure it out, like weigh it into your food processor, so that you're not using excessive bowls and then you're scooping in a one bowl just to put it in another thing. So we have 3 ounces of cream cheese, 1/4 of a cup of shaved Parmesan, and a tablespoon of pine nuts, and then 1 cup of basil. So once you have all of your ingredients in your food processor, you just pop it on top and then put on the lid, and then just, well, for this one you hit puree, because otherwise it's puree and chopped. There's only 2 options on here. It's very small. But you basically just mix this until it's got a creamy consistency. So on a side note, preheat your oven to 425. I always forget this. So once that's all mixed up, you just want to add in your breadcrumbs, which is 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. I used seasoned breadcrumbs, just in case you're wondering. I don't know if the recipe specifies whether you should or you shouldn't, but I chose to, so. Then you just want to add some salt. Ooh, salt and pepper to taste. Basically, you should add as much salt and pepper as you think that you need. Always go with too little and not too much, because you can't take out. You can only add in. So what I do is I mix that part of the way, and then I just pop it off. There we go. I hate working with food processors. And just make sure that it's all mixed in. So once everything is mixed to your liking, you have to grab a spoon and some mushrooms. So then you just fill them up. Okay, so now they are all filled up, and we are going to pop these in the oven for 20 minutes at 425 degrees. The second recipe we're going to do is the Belgian Endive with the blue cheese and the apples. So we start with chopped up apples, 1 large red apple, sliced very fine, and then you take them and you add them into a mixture of a single tablespoon of water and a single tablespoon of lemon juice. You mix that up and you drain them, and then you combine the apples in the bowl with 2 stalks of celery that are also finely chopped. And then you add in 3/4 of a cup of blue cheese and 3 tablespoons of mayo. Then you just want to mix that up. Now what we typically do is, even though this is not in the recipe, we put this in the fridge for a little bit and just kind of, I don't know, I feel like it lets the flavors meld together a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. Now, after that sets up, we're going to scoop the filling into some Belgian Endive and top it with toasted almonds. The next recipe is a French onion soup. We start that off with 1 stick of butter, which you add in to your soup pot. Once that's melted, you want to start adding in your onions. Try to add them in all at once. The recipe asks for 6 cups of onions. I just cut up 6 onions. I figured it would probably end up being around the same amount. Then you just want to add in a small splash of water. So you want to cook these for about 15 minutes, but first you want to add your salt and your pepper. So it's been about 15 minutes. It smells so good in here. But now I just have to add in 1 tablespoon of flour. And I just mix that up and then cook it for an additional 3 minutes. So now that we let it sit with the flour for 3 minutes, we're going to add in the sherry and let that sit for 3 minutes. So here we go. Okay, so now that that's sat for 3 minutes, we are going to add in our beef broth. We have to add in 5 cups. So I have to do it 2 cups at a time. Okay, now that we have added in beef broth, it's going to be about 35 minutes where it sits on a simmer. So while the soup simmers, I'm going to assemble a Caprese salad. So basically, you just get a fresh tomato, chop it up, try to get the freshest looking tomato you can get, because the fresher it is, the better it tastes. Then you take your tomatoes and you layer them with slices of fresh mozzarella. I like to cheat and get the Belgioioso cheese because it's pre-sliced, and that makes it even easier than it already would be. Okay, now I already chopped up some basil, so you're just going to sprinkle that on top. Then you grab some balsamic vinegar. You just want to pour that on top very lightly. A little bit of olive oil. Top it off with a little bit of salt and pepper. And you're done. So, the soup has simmered for 35 minutes. Now I'm just going to add 6 sprigs of thyme. 6. Stir those in. Add some salt. Just a little bit more pepper. And we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then we will be transferring it to bowls. Okay, So to finish off the Belgian Endive, we are just going to, we break off the leaves of the endive and I just position them around the plate so I kind of have an idea as to how much I'm going to be able to fit on there. So you just take your spoon and you fill them up. So once you're done scooping all of your filling out and into your endive, you just top it off with a few toasted hazelnuts. And there you go. Okay, so soup is done. I'm going to ladle it into these bowls. You have to pick out the sprigs of the thyme because you don't want to eat those. And then we're going to top it with Italian bread and Swiss cheese. Okay, so the soup has been ladled out. I'm going to take 2 pieces of Italian bread because my bowls are quite big, so these pieces will fit perfectly. I'm going to top each soup with 2 slices of Swiss cheese. And then we're going to pop that into the broiler. Okay, and we are done. The French onion soup is out, cheese is on, sprinkled some Parmesan cheese on top of the stuffed mushrooms, and we already filmed the finishing of the Caprese salad and the Belgian Endive. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some tips. I will be putting the links to the original recipes in the description, and I will see you guys soon with a main course video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you would like, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!